All right, well, hello and welcome back to the Intermediate Algebra Final Exam Review Series. This is Joe Brownlee with Palm Beach State College, and we are on question number 31. And the directions for number 31 are decide whether the relation is a function and give the domain and range. All right, well, they give us the graph of a parabola here, and it's a little small, so I went ahead and replicated the graph. So it's a little larger to see. And when we are talking about whether or not a relation is a function and we have a graph, the easiest way is to perform what's known as the vertical line test. And all we do for the vertical line test is literally draw a couple vertical lines through our graph and see how many points that vertical line touches. Well, in this case, touches one here, touches one here, touches one here. And so, since it only touches in one place, that means it passes our vertical line test. So this graph, this relation is, yes, it is a function. All right. Now I went ahead and also made another graph here to show what it would look like if it fails the vertical line test. Now again, if we were to draw a vertical line anywhere here on this graph and it touches in more than one place, then it fails that vertical line test. So this is not a function. All right, and you can see the difference. When I drew my vertical line, it only touched in one place for each line. Here, we were touching in two places for each vertical line. All right, but now they also want us to determine the domain and the range of this graph. Well, domain, we know, refers to our x values. And so we know that this graph goes on forever. And here's our x, and here's our y. And so as this line continues, or this graph rather, continues to expand, my x values are going up in both directions. Now to the right, however, they're getting larger, and to the left, they're getting smaller. But they're heading towards what? What's all the way at the end, but there really is no end, right? When we head to the left and right, well, heading in this direction, we get positive infinity, and heading in this direction, we get negative infinity. And so our domain for this graph is going to be negative infinity to positive infinity. All right, well, how about our range, which refers to y values? Well, if I look at this graph, I can see that the lowest y value that this graph will ever have is here at the vertex. And if I just draw and pretend there's a little barrier there that the graph can never get below, then that will help me to determine what my range is. Well, the vertex for this particular parabola is at 0, positive 2. And if 2 is my y value, and I know that my y values will never get any lower than that vertex, that 2, then my range has to be, and we're going to include that value of 2 comma, and what direction are they going? They're going up towards positive infinity. All right. So my range is 2, and we use a bracket because we're including the point, and it goes up towards positive infinity. And for my domain, my x values, as this graph continues to expand, my x values are heading on toward the left towards negative infinity and to the right towards positive infinity. So this is our domain and range, and yes, this graph is a function. All right, this was number 31. Again, we're going to head off to number 32. I hope this was a good review for you. This is Joe Brownlee with Palm Beach State. I will see you at the next question. Thanks for watching.